Hello, my name is Dennis Dillon, and that's a little blues waltz ditty that I composed. And we're going to now learn our basic chord shapes. So this again is for some folks that maybe haven't done much with chords and you're just learning. But those of you that have these skills already, you might want to hang around and pay attention, and you might learn something new. So we talk about chords in terms of the shapes of the chords. So one of the first easy chords to learn is a D chord. As a general rule of thumb, the lowest note that you play on the guitar should be the same note as what the chord itself is, so that you support the chord with the low note. I mean, again, this is just generally when we're first learning chords. So when we're going to play our D chord, we're not going to play the two low strings. We're going to play the fourth, third, second, and first string. And the way I could describe this shape to you, even if you weren't visually able to see it, and say we were talking on the phone, and you'd say, what does a D chord look like? Well, it's the first finger at the second fret of the third string, the second finger at the second fret of the first string, and the third finger at the third fret of the second string. And then we play the fourth string open, and then this is called arpeggiating, when you slowly or just cleanly play each note. So we're going to go. Now I'm not going to get into theory and explain to you right now why it's a chord, and it's called a triad, or it consists of certain notes within the scale of the key of D. Right now we're just trying to get some chords learned, because a lot of folks just want to learn a few chords so they can get playing right away. That's the cool thing about the guitar and the Spanish or standard tuning that allows us to play any piece of music. So when you fret, you want to fret right behind the fret, not on top of it. If possible, you want to keep your thumb in the middle of the fingerboard. You will probably notice that my hand will slip up here now and then. That's just out of years of playing. So again, it's first finger, first fret of the third string, second finger, first fret of the first string. Did I say that right? Second finger, second fret of the first string, third finger, third fret of the second string, and then you're going to play the fourth string. Now with your right hand, you can just use your thumb and go. Or what we're going to actually do is we're going to pluck the fourth string, and then with our thumb, and we're going to do a downward brush with our right hand of just the top four strings. And we're going to do this in 3-4 times. So we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, you can grow your nails of your right hand as long as you want, but you want to keep your fingernails of your left hand cut really short, because any amount of nail of your left hand is going to hamper your clean fingering. So again, the nails of the left hand are cut short. The nails of the right hand you can let grow and cultivate for plucking. I'm going to primarily do finger style. So anyways, let's try that D chord again. I'm not going to describe it, but you can just use the visual, and we're going to just go pluck the fourth string and then 2 downward strokes. And you want to make sure all the notes are clean. If you get any of this, the correction's always with the left hand. Getting a little hoarse there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, nice and steady. D, 2, 3. And remember, on that downward stroke, I'm using the back of my fingernails of the right hand, and I'm avoiding hitting the 2 low notes. I'm just hitting the top 4. So that D chord is supported by the D note as the lowest note. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And after you do that, you can try a 4 count, going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then with the 4 count, you can also do an upstroke, which is going to be the back of your fingernail. So you're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so those are basic strums with your first chord, the D chord. Now we're going to learn the second chord, which is an A chord. And to describe it, I would say first finger, second fret of the 3rd string. In this case, it has to, I said to play close behind the fret, but we're going to get our other fingers tightly in there, so we have to kind of keep our index finger back a little ways in this particular case. So it's first finger, second fret of the A string or 3rd string, second finger, second fret of the 4th string, and 3rd finger, second fret of the 2nd string. That's our A chord. Some of the books and some of the instructions show the A this way. I learned it this way, and I prefer this particular form. But, you know, nothing's written in stone and people can do what they want. So some of the books show it this way. So that would be the first finger at the 4th fret, the first finger at the 2nd fret of the 4th string, second finger, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and 3rd finger, 2nd fret of the 2nd string. That's an alternative way to play it, but the way I prefer is that index finger is going to catch the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then we have the middle finger at the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and the the ring finger at the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And then we're just going to play the A string, and then same thing we did with the D. We're going to do downward strokes. So we're going A, 2, 3, A, 2, 3. We're going to avoid strumming the 6th string. So we're going A, 2, 3, A, 2, 3, A, 2, 3. And again, we'll try the 4 count. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. The idea is to play steadily and also make sure that all the strings are ringing out. And again, anytime you get any of this, you just have to adjust the left hand to clean that up. You want to always check and arpeggiate your chord. Make sure all the notes are there. Okay, now we're going to learn the E chord. The E chord is first finger, 1st fret of the 3rd string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the 5th string, and 3rd finger, 2nd fret of the 4th string. And that's an E chord. Now you're going to play all 6 strings. And again, make sure all the notes are clean. Then we'll do the same thing. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, now we're going to combine these chords, and we're going to go the D chord, the A chord, and the E chord. Now you'll notice on my left hand, you can not even strum at this point, and you can just go D shape, A shape, E shape, and just keep doing that. You don't even have to strum, just keep making those shapes. And you'll notice with this particular change, we've got the D chord, and really these two fingers, the 3rd and 2nd finger can stay on the fretboard, and we just slide down. The 1st and 3rd finger can stay on the fretboard, and we just slide down, and then this guy jumps over. So to go from the D to the A is like that. play the D chord, I'm playing the top 4 strings. And when I jump over to the A, I'm playing the top 5 strings. So I'm starting with the 4th string here for the D, and then I'm playing all 5. And then when we go to the E again, we can just slide this down and jump these over. So we can go, some of our fingers don't even have to leave the fretboard. However, when we go back from the E to the D, we do lift our entire fingers off, and then we kind of form the D shape in midair as we come down. So now the exercise we're going to work on is going to be, you play the D note and then 2 strokes, then you play the A note, get in the A position, and then the E note. And each time we're going to stay with the 3 count right now. So we're going to go D, 2, 3, A, 2, 3, E, 2, 3, E, 2. Now don't worry about the fact that it might sound mechanical. You're just learning how to get your shapes, and you're just getting used to, and eventually it becomes more smooth, more like. Now remember, we got the top 4 strings, the top 5, and now all 6. And we stay twice as long on the E, so it's D for 1 measure, A for 1 measure, and E for 2 measures. D, A, E. And all you're looking for at this point is slow and steady and even, and making sure that all your notes are being heard. And I wanted to show you that piece that I started out with. It just involves those 3 chords, and there's a lot of hit songs that only have 3 chords. So it's not that far of a stretch to go from this the thing that I opened this lesson with was time it becomes more musical, but for learning it's okay to be stiff and mechanical to start. So that thing I opened with went, and then I went to the 3 chords, D, A, Alright, so those are your first 3 chords. Just keep doing that till it all gets smooth, and then we'll learn a few more chords, and it won't be long before we'll start stringing these together and you can start on your first couple of songs. But for now you just want to get that D, A, and E thing going. So we will see you for the next lesson. I am Dennis Dillon.